The letter from Brady Byrum to Mrs. Cindi Lincoln the 3rd, episode 3. If this is not merely a physical, organic deficiency or imbalance, then it might be induced by our mutual spiritual enemy, because he apparently has the ability to induce humans to speak forth in the manner that it destroys others. When the disciple tried to scold or upbraid Jesus when he spoke about him having to die shortly, Jesus didn't even use the disciple's name. He addressed his rebuke directly to Satan. I suspect this shocked the disciple. It might have even offended him. Tough. It needs to be said. It shut him up. Regardless of whether the disciple was actually physically possessed at that moment by Satan himself, or whether he was only being heavily influenced to speak out the words he did, it didn't matter. It was still an attempt at satanic rebuke to Jesus to thwart the overall plan of salvation that was prophesied and that needed Jesus' sacrificial death on the cross to complete the work, and Jesus had to put him in his proper place. So, my advice to Kent is, the very next time you begin one of your screaming tirades, is that he consider that is a demonic attack. Not necessarily that you are directly, personally demon-possessed, because I am not fully in the Bob Larson camp that true Christians can also be at the same time possessed by demons, although he makes compelling arguments that it is actually true, and to immediately verbally rebuke Satan in the name of Jesus while he is looking directly at you. I presume that you would take offense at that and store it for yet more tirades later. However, if you are being influenced by demons to speak evil words without your knowledge, and thus without your will, book reference, Dealing with the Devil by C.S. Lovett, then this might very well be the source of the torment, because that has been going on in your head that compelled you to attack Kent, because Satan hates this ministry, because it is effective in rescuing tens of thousands of souls from an eternity in the lake of fire. In other words, if I were Satan, that is exactly how I would try to work, among many other avenues, to use his wife to destroy the man and the ministry from the inside of their home. What I am trying to get across to you is that your screaming fits against Kent are directly hampering, hindering, and harming this ministry, because it is diminishing Kent's peace at home. And that is where he needs that quiet time and peaceful refuge to prepare the next message that the thousands of subscribers expect from him. You are robbing Kent of the quiet time he needs to be effective at what he does, like no person on earth does it. Stop it! Don't make the claim that you love this ministry while at the same time be screeching at Kent, who is the director and leader of this very ministry. Chiropractic bill. This issue is so easy. If Kent had attacked you, trying to get your phone out of your hands, and had knocked you to the floor in the process, then he would be 100% responsible for your injuries and the resultant bills. But you attacked him, trying to take his phone to destroy it because he was recording yet another of your screaming tirades. And I recommend he continue to do so for his own protection. And therefore you are completely and fully responsible for your own injuries and the consequential medical bills. If Kent were to pay you all or half or any portion of your bills from your fall, it would not only ratify and validate your false claim that he is responsible and liable for your injury, and thus guilty of domestic violence, it would also set a dangerous precedent that you are then free in the future to continue physically attacking him whenever you want, and make him responsible and liable for it. I have already recommended to him to not pay one single dime of this, to teach you the hard lesson that you cannot ever do this again. You have 3 houses that are providing you with loads of cash, and your $1,300 is coming in steady every month. So, for this one injury's bills, you need to make payment arrangements with the clinic and take care of it yourself, and stop trying to persuade Kent to pay a dime of it. And stop trying to misapply and misquote the Bible passage about a husband having a spiritual duty to provide for their family in an issue where you caused your own injury attacking him. Here endeth episode 3. A letter from the Brady Byrum to Cindi Lincoln Hovind III. Episode 4, final episode. Showers. I have heard complaints from some men over the decades who had wives who won't shower, and for that, for Kent's sake, I'm glad you like showers. But having to take 2 hot showers per day, an hour each time every day, I cannot believe that Kent is responsible for that, so stop blaming him for it. You may not know this, but repeated, extended time under hot water will actually end up drying out your skin because it robs you of your essential skin oils. Taking bioactive hyaluronic acid may help restore some skin health from the inside at the cellular level. That may help reduce your perceived need for long-term hot water use. If you ask nice, I bet Kent will have Bill Sardi send you some. If you can't self-correct those 120 minutes of daily hot water usage down to a much more reasonable 10 minutes each time, then Kent may end up spending some of the CSA donation money on installing hot water timers in all the showers that curtails it down to that or less. I would think that this issue might seem to be a petty issue from your perspective, but I have seen some extreme pettiness coming from your end towards Kent. So, if you continue to try to do so against him, then you need to be prepared to have some of that dished back to you. Finally, get over yourself. You're a nobody. Seriously, when it comes to the gospel of Christ, you're a nobody. Oh, and I'm a nobody, and Kent's a nobody. We are all nobodies in relation to the gospel. You need to put your own self into the nothing bin and quit thinking more highly of yourself than you ought. Book reference, The Freedom of Self-Forgetfulness by Timothy Keller. Seriously, get the book and read it. Earlier, you tried to say that I was judging you, and my response was, I cannot judge you, only God can. But I can inspect fruit, as we all can. Love, I don't see much. Joy, I don't see much. Peace, I don't see much. Patience, I don't see much. Kindness, I don't see much. Goodness, I see some. Faithfulness, I see some. Gentleness, I don't see much. Self-control, I don't see much. Meekness, I don't see any at all. Oh, I've got faults and personality defects too, so don't be thinking that I think I'm better than you, because I know I'm not. Our blinders keep us from seeing our own faults. Years back, I was blind to many of my faults until people decided to do some tough love on me and confront me about my sins, and it was embarrassing and humiliating, and it was good for me because I needed it. It gave me the pause I needed to make some serious course corrections in my life. You've been needing this letter. Oh, I do not hate you. I don't even dislike you. Just severely dislike your actions and your speech towards Kent. You're the only person that I make handcrafted gifts for. I hope this letter doesn't cause you to be cold or distant from me in the future. Only time will tell on that. Regardless, I care about you and Kent as a couple, and I will continue to pray for both of you as Kent leads in the marriage. In closing, 1. Get the 2 books and read them. 2. Set an appointment with a Christian psychiatrist and go. And if they provide meds, 3. Take them. And 4. Direct all of your verbal trash only up to God from now on. And 5. Stop attacking Kent. This has been a reading by Claude Bawles for the Big Bad Mama channel. Thank you.